Okay, so we've talked about radiation, radioactive decay, and isotopes. One other concept that I want to introduce is the concept of half-life. So what is a half-life? Well, first thing that might pop in your mind could be incorrect, but we are not talking about the video game. Half-life is how we quantify how fast radioactive decay occurs. And all that it is the amount of time for half of the atoms to undergo decay. And what we see is that, so for example, if you had an element Q, specifically, say Q47, and it is radioactive. And we know that its half-life is 2 days. So what this means is that, say you have a box or a cube of pure Q47. Right at the very beginning, at your time equal to 0, so right when you start, and say you've got, it's a pure box and you've got 1 gram. You will have 1 gram of Q47. Then 2 days later, how much Q47 would we have left? We'd have half of that, 0.5 grams. 2 days later, we would have half of that. And so the decay continues. Every 2 days, you lose half of whatever you have left. And so we go from 1 to 0.5 to 0.25, 0.125, 0.06, 0.0675. And so the decay would continue on like that until eventually you would run out. But you won't run out until you're down to 2 atoms, then 1 atom, and then when that 1 atom finally decays, then you would be out. But that is briefly, when we talk about, to kind of summarize, when we talk about half-life, half-life is the way that we quantify how fast decay occurs, and it's the amount of time for half of the number of atoms to undergo that decay.